Hey, it's JP again. Yo, what's up, you guys? Today we are breaking down the kind of stigma behind tracing and art. Tracing can be useful if used correctly, and shout out to Ergo Josh's channel. He's the one that introduced me onto this style of tracing to learn. So when I'm tracing here, I'm not tracing each individual eye. I'm not tracing the mouth. I'm laying down this face shield, which is going to give me kind of the proportions of how the face is set up. It's a great way to teach yourself how proportions of the face work. So I'm tracing starting with the face, the face structure, and then moving to this shield that lines up where the proportions are going to be. The corners of the mouth are in direct line with the center of the chin, the corner of the eyes, and the nose is represented with some triangles, polygons for the mouth. Just setting in your mind those proportions, so that here, as I move on to do it freehand without a face behind it for reference, just using the proportion lines that I created here. And once you get these lines down, then you can move on to adding, eyebrows in, or adding eyes, and just move forward in building a face from there. It makes it a lot easier than just using the cross on the face model. That cross that shows, your eye line or your eyebrow line, and then just the front of the face. That I always would get lost with all the proportions. I was like, well, where does the mouth go? Where does the nose go? And this ended up really helping. It really helped me move forward. And so now it's just a game of filling in according to what those lines kind of directed me to do, which makes it easy. Makes it like I already right here have so much of a better proportioned face than any of my past videos. I'm sure you guys could go back and look, except for my reference videos. The ones that I did from reference, obviously I'm looking at someone else's art and they already have the proportions down, so I just have to copy what they did. But this is a little bit of a long face. I think I made her jaw a little too long. But other than that, I was really excited with how the proportions turned out on this. Skin tone. I have not watched the video on skin tone. So this is kind of just still a playing around, seeing what works, seeing what doesn't. I will get to that hopefully soon. I do want to start moving on to body proportions and figure out some cool ways to learn body proportions now that I'm getting facial proportions down. And so probably the next video will end up being about body proportions. But we're just doing some highlights, just doing some shadows, just quick, fast. This is still a homework. This is a practice. I watched Josh's video over the weekend on this, and I will link it in the description. But this is me practicing what I learned from him. At least utilizing that face shield technique to get a face proportioned correctly and quickly. And it's already going to be something I'm going to use all the time. When it comes to eyes, I like to not use white as the eye color. I like to actually use a grade blue, a light grade blue, for the whites of the eyes, because that makes the shine pop. When you put the glint in the eye, and you use white for the glint, it makes it pop like crazy. It just gives a little bit more life. I also love purple for eye color. I don't know why. It's just sick. Maybe it's my love of anime that does that, but yeah. So here we're moving on to the glisten in the eyes, and I'm super excited on how far I've come with eyes, but I do understand I have a really long way to go. But as you can see, that glint in the eye, it really pops when you have kind of a darker white of the eye. Makes it look nice. Hair is still a big struggle for me. It's kind of just touch and go. Whatever looks right, I just end up using. But that doesn't mean that it's done anatomically correct. My shading on hair still needs a lot of work. and just overall structure probably as well. Could use a lot of work, but again, we're taking baby steps. All in all, I'm actually pretty excited on how this turned out. I've learned a lot over just this last weekend, and I can't wait to utilize that in the future and just move forward. It's a long journey, but I love seeing the little bits of progress that have come out of just watching other artists and putting that instruction to work and actually putting it to practice. And it's, as you can see, go back to my first videos, they're not good. They are all from reference, and this is way better than anything I've done so far, at least in my opinion. Write down in the comments, I guess, what your favorite art piece I've done is so far. And don't forget to support me with a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Deuces.